young boy descended from a rope, young man descended from a rope into this quarry that had now water and trash because somebody said, these things that are floating here does not look normal. What is this? Descended down. Body number 1. Body number 2, 3, 4, 23. Okay. They brought the bodies out, and then human rights people were there, DCI investigators, people came out in hazmat suits. Everybody was very concerned. Gafla Binvu.
Arrest. A
man was found. In fact, they found his house. They found him very quickly. 46 SIM cards. 23 phones. What? They arrested. Finished. In 3 days, we had found somebody. He had been... No, 24 hours. Found somebody. Finished.
How did they find him allegedly? Because one of the people who died, he had been in communication with them. That means they have the capability of investigating communication channels and land to the person in charge. So when I'm telling you we are able to scramble areas and zero down on people who are connected to a mast, we can do that. We just choose not to. But we arrested the man who took him to jail. He disappeared.
What?
He disappeared?
Was there a trial?
Where? I can't remember.
See, he's the one who supposedly now Is it that he escaped Abi Watts and then they couldn't find him?
He escaped. Has never been found till date.
They don't know where he is. I don't know whether he's among the 14 who was... Look, I'm just being facetious. But my point still remains. We don't know who these people are, which we're told mostly were female. Yes, you're right. The bodies that were then buried in Kericho were from Nyamira County. Still, Nyamira and Kericho do not border each other. Do they?
They don't.
Okay. Or do they?
They don't.
Okay. So, quarry over here. Do we know these women? Do we know these other people whose bodies then had been dismembered and buried in such a grotesque manner? Not even buried, thrown in black bags and then thrown. Do we know? We don't know. We don't know. But here we are talking about the fact that if you wanted to find out, because I still contend that you have a police service in this country that is made up of some of the most intelligent men and women. Amazing.
True.
But you choose when you will employ their skill and talent based on how it suits you. And that cannot be the way you operate for the people of Kenya. It is not just unfair. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm going to continue with what I started with. You people are waiting for somebody to identify who the masked goons in All Kalau were. You people are waiting for somebody to tell you who those goons were in All Saints Cathedral or who was the person behind them. Or you're waiting for a member of parliament to be arrested and the bracelet slapped on him or her and then paraded before the public for them to say that you funded this activity. Your wait is in vain. In this case, it's in vain.
Am I correct to say that even as Kenyans remain being optimistic, and I'm putting that in quotes, even as Kenyans remain being optimistic that they know who they are, they will just not tell you who they are, that justice will not be served. It is not a question of we are investigating. They know who they are. They will just not tell you who they are. They will just not take them to court because Mdadu, Ndu, what will you do? What will you do? Because then again, we depend on them to investigate. We depend on them to arrest. We depend on them to prosecute. We depend on them to bring this evidence before the court. So when they choose not to do all these things, utadu?
You know, you have to ask, whether you like it or not, that how low has your moral index sunk so that the value that you place on human life has disappeared? And I'm not talking just about security agencies here. I'm saying that somebody can go missing and it doesn't prick your conscience, especially when you know that agents of the state, because that's what they are.
Yeah.
Police officers are agents of the state in terms of then the protection of and security of human beings.
Human being is.
They took them. Let's just stay in the Umoja one. They took them. You're not asking questions. Nobody's answering anything. And what you're saying here is that, we'll show up in court.
Yeah.
You've been summoned. You'll show up in court, and then you'll tell us.
I don't know. We're investigating.
Our wife will tell you without fear that you know exactly where they are, because your people are the ones who told us that your people are the ones who took them.
Thank you. Ndu. We do not value human life in this country, because have we ever received any information on why what happened in Shakahola happened? That even before we were done dealing with Shakahola, there was Kwabinzaro.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Then those ones
in the very
who
same
said
county.
They were Mary and Joseph.
Yes, in the very same county, within a span of less than 6 months. Then here we are asking ourselves, where was intelligence? That area has, again, a police station. Where was the OCS? Where was the OCPD? People are telling you, we knew this thing from way back. You want to tell me no one ever picked that up? That today we are here saying, tunangoja watupatie information. We will not get it. We will not get it. The
IEBC sat here and told us that they were unaware of cases of violence that took place in Malava and Magarini, and that they were waiting for the police to take action. That was in October last year.
Yeah.
We're 3 months away from another October, and that still has not happened. If you see that cases have not been dealt with, then it has a political tinge to it. I said it, because if it was a case where nobody was going to benefit from that information not being made public, then somebody would have dealt with it very quickly.
True.
But that there is somebody benefiting from your kin not being found, or the truth about their whereabouts not being told, there is somebody benefiting. And until you say that we are not going to accept this any longer, it is going to continue to be the order of the day. So maybe I'm Debbie Downer today. Don't expect anything different. Don't expect that there will be a grand and great revelation on a Wednesday afternoon. Don't expect that people will be paraded and say, this is the one who paid for the goons to come to All Saints Cathedral. Don't expect it, because it is not going to happen.
Kenyans care about their security. Each and every single day, Kenyans think about, how am I living, how am I getting home, and how secure am I? If someone asks you today, do you think those with the responsibility of providing security care about your security, how would you respond? Thanks.
Exactly. By the time we come to grips with reality, usually, but if you come to grips with reality, then it helps you to then be able to temper your actions.
Yeah.
And then you know then what you're going to be able to do in the future, how you're going to then be able to think. But we have to look at value. We have to look at conscience. And you have to ask yourself certain questions that where are we actually? And if you don't find the answers to those things, then you need to continue to deliberate them until you do. There are too many cases. We've not even mentioned I don't even know. How many have we not even mentioned this morning? But there are too many cases that have formed a pattern for it not to be worrisome. And that you're fed this thing every day, whereby there is no intent to actually deal with it because they don't care.